Serving of room temperature scrambled eggs. That's enough to make you want to throw up. Brave slogan. Memore Perpetuitas Mutatio is no more. Now there's only congratulations. Okay. You may already be depressed, but the spelling mistake on that banner somehow makes you sadder. She's getting away. You sprint ahead to try and stop her, but she's already stepped into the lift and begun pressing buttons. You won't make it before the door closes, but you need to do something. Check for a way to trigger the elevator's emergency brakes. No point being subtle. Shout her name as loud as you can. How are you gonna trigger the elevator's emergency brakes from here? I think we're gonna do that anyway because I feel like shouting her name as loud as you can is just not ideal. You reach the control panel right as the grillage door snaps shut, scouring the buttons for what you need. Sadly, you can't tell which of the cryptically indecipherable symbols are supposed to stop the lift. Desperate, you punch the controls with all your might, nearly breaking a knuckle in the process. But you also knock a screw loose from the panel. Creaking, it slips out of place, revealing a colorful assortment of wires beneath. Suddenly, you get a crazy idea. Praying not to die from sudden electrocution, you reach into the elevator's innards, grab hold of some cables, and yank. A spray of sparks and the screech of steel fills the room. Brunchers gasp in terror, turning your way as the elevator slams back down before it can rise. Yet no gasp is louder than Melusine's, whose back is now. It seems you're at strike one, friend. Oh, I guess that was the wrong choice. The man lets out a booming chuckle, but doesn't even blink. His eyes remain transfixed with yours, as though seeing through your false politeness. Or you can ask yourself how the man knows about what you do in your free time. The grillage doors snap shut. Enjoy the rest of your breakfast. It's no surprise then. The first thing you notice about the future-proofing department is how weirdly loud it is. Even by the phones, staffers practically throttle themselves in the rotary phone's coiled cords, trying to both answer and dial multiple calls at once. Each employee seems involved in a heated conversation with a statistician team that's struggling to create a worldwide recession without fully collapsing the economy. No, okay. Goodness gracious, darling, you mustn't leave the portal to my atelier so atrociously agape. My muse requires silence to percolate her inspiration. Oh, piss off. The only thing your muse needs is a dog muzzle, or better yet, a botched hysterectomy. Now you, get in here and close the goddamn door so I can hear myself calculate. But if you see any bosses, you slam the office door shut with a deep bone-rattling gong. Oh, piss off. I work hand in hand. You work head and ass. Quit being so fucking flowery and speak plainly. We need practical solutions, remember? Fine, what kind of tie do you need me to break exactly? What if I don't want to solve your disagreement? Can't you settle this like adults? And no offense, but you sure I'm qualified for this? The answer is no, with Banjo and the Squelch claiming Ernest Boffey was refused service at Janice's liquor store. A journalist who visited the premises requested CCTV footage, only to be threatened with a blunt instrument. A Janice's liquor representative stated, "Whoever this Mr. Boffey is, he was never in our store, and I resent the suggestion that I'd ever use a blunt instrument on patrons just because they misnamed an $8 bottle of Screw It, Fuck It red wine." Publication deadline, but the images describe instances wherein Mr. Boffey allegedly offered wine to students who completed homework on time in addition to daily crosswords. When parents protested this malpractice, he reportedly denied alcohol was involved, claiming it was fizzy grape juice after indicating how much the school's annual literacy ranking improved. Hearsay accounts of similar strategies were reported in his volunteer clowning career, apparently designed to prevent local divorces. An anonymous source claimed Boffy the Clown took his leads from stolen student journals. Lines such as, "My parents fought all weekend," would spur the clown's latest "I'm here to save the town" missions. He would supposedly show up at homes with tequila and administer shots to both warring parties, claiming familial strife harms children and therefore their annual literacy rankings. In extreme cases, Boffy would apparently provide 100 proof absinthe to placate upset couples. Interesting. Nope. It's a future-proofing department from deceased. Subject, future-proofing case 004911-R, second follow-up. Good morning, ladies. The future-proofing request. This future-proofing request comes directly from the new head of substitution, Obuya Beauregard. Unfortunately, due to a major encryptology department oversight caused by Mr. Aguilar, this lobotomy has been scheduled for redacted. There's been another significant office-wide manual. Hi there. It looks like you're trying to erode the increasingly fragile fabric of society. Luckily, Smyrna Tech is here to help. Designed in partnership with Radium Inc., our patented future-proofing projection visualizer makes calculating the optimal approach to existential retconning easier than ever. No more pesky trial and error genocides or just hoping a political coup yields the required metrics. Just adjust your scenario parameters to accurately evaluate your efficiency levels in advance. We hope you enjoy this product, and always remember, killing yourself will not stop us from doing what must be done. Have fun. Okay. I ended up here by doing the same thing any other artist would do to make ends meet, darling. I turned passion into profession. Not to throw myself my own pity party, but trying to make a living off one's craft is excruciating these days, especially if you aim to do it in a way that affords you creative freedom. Those who manage to do that particular hat trick are a lucky, privileged few, and they're rarely middle-aged women of color with a preference for theater. When I first finished my studies, I was content with the starving artist stereotype. But it became harder and harder to accept that lifestyle as the starving part became less metaphorical, especially when I wasn't even getting my plays adapted to by the most desperate neighborhood troops out there. Frankly, I still haven't quite gotten over the eating disorder those awful years gave me. Obviously. Corte Real flinches upon realizing she's brought her paintbrush to her lips like a cigarette. No doubt another habit from the sad chapter she's struggling to shake off. You notice suddenly that her dress and jewelry, while ostentatiously risque, are positioned across her body in ways that emphasize her thinness rather than distract from it. Almost like statement pieces meant to let the world know she's a proud survivor. For a while, I gave up my dramaturgic aspirations, found a comfortable desk job with steady pay, and kept the playwright business to a hobby. But all that did was swap one famine for another. I had money to fill my belly, but my heart hungered for self-expression. Art had set its hooks into me and would allow no compromises. I either lived it or died. Thus, I sought realistic solutions, work in advertising, acting classes for community centers, casting calls for independent movies. In the end, Smyrna Core approached me with the best of both worlds. Steady paychecks with lots of zeros and plenty of artistic liberty. Those are the challenges my team faces. Creating immersive, influential, civilization-disrupting stories that won't break established canon or detract from company goals. It's all about crafting believable character arcs, flawless overarching storylines, and subtle, heart-wrenching performances for doppelgangers, presented on a planetary stage in experimental formats. Just thinking about it gives me the rush it gives me is completely indescribable. The kindest thing you could possibly do, darling, is uncover an unknown variable on that Maleficent motherboard that actually gives me hope. I don't know if you've read Felicity's report yet, but there's no constructive criticism to be found whatsoever. It's just blatant refusal after blatant refusal. She won't let me use violence, won't agree to high fatalities, won't even accept my wardrobe choices. I've had more insightful conversations with emotionally stunted 2-year-olds. You return to the hulking mathematician, clearing your throat to get her attention. She turns away from her abacus with a groan, flashing you a menacing "what the fuck do you want now" look. Never have you met someone who can swear without saying a word. Alright. How did you become a bookkeeper for Smyrna Core? Whatever winding career path could make someone become a secret society's lead data analyst must involve a pretty tragic series of events, not unlike your own. But the hulking woman clearly isn't interested in reminiscing, let alone commiserating. Fucking hell. Why does everyone keep... Or so you hoped. But Felicity reacts to your inquiry by flaring her nostrils like a raging bull who just walked in on someone having sex with their cow wife. Should. Let me put it this way. That stick bug of a woman creates future-proofing scenarios the same way glue-huffing high school boyfriends try to have sex. Both keep insisting things will be big, loud, and unforgettable. Instead, they mostly end up disappointing, full of unexpected complications, and finish faster than they started. Sorry, Beatrice.